Great to be here, and thank you, witnesses. Looking forward to your testimonies. NASA's long-term goal is laid out consistently in 2005, 2008, 2010, and the 2017 NASA Authorization Acts is to explore the Moon, Mars, and beyond, and stepping stone approach based on available funding. Numerous reports over the last 50 years have all determined that we need at least a 40 to 60-ton launch vehicle, and ideally a 130-ton launch vehicle to conduct any meaningful exploration of deep space. We also need a crew capsule that can operate for extended periods in deep space with sufficient environmental controls and life support systems and in-space propulsion capability and the ability to withstand re-entry from the Moon and from Mars. The Space Launch System, Orion crew vehicle, and exploration ground systems are the only systems designed to operate beyond low Earth orbit. They are the tip of the spear of our nation's deep space exploration efforts. SLS and Orion will enable U.S. astronauts to return to the Moon for the first time since Gene Cernan left his daughter's name in the lunar regolith in 1972. As Vice President Pence said in the inaugural meeting of the reestablished National Space Council, we will return American astronauts to the Moon not only to leave behind footprints and flags, but also to build the foundation that we need to send Americans on to Mars and beyond. I wholeheartedly support the administration's call to return to the Moon and its renewed sense of urgency. This committee has received testimony time and time again that the Moon is the appropriate next destination for our space program. Returning to the Moon does not have to mean delaying a mission to Mars. On the contrary, it is the logical step that enables exploration of the Red Planet and beyond. And while I'm excited by the promise of how strategic assets like SLS and Orion will enable Americans to return to the Moon, this committee has a responsibility to conduct oversight to ensure that these programs are successful. All three exploration systems, SLS, Orion, and ground systems, have experienced many delays and cost overruns over the years. Some of the setbacks were caused by administrations that tried to stifle program budgets and even cancel the programs. Some of the issues were caused by unforeseen events like tornadoes and hurricanes, but many of the issues recently were caused by poor execution. As the GAO testimony reports, quote, management and oversight problems are the real drivers behind program cost and schedule growth, unquote. Congress needs to understand where the program is today. What costs, schedule, and performance deliverables can the agency commit to? What is the plan going forward? How will NASA manage future issues to ensure long-term program sustainability? And as I said at the last hearing on these programs, we aren't out of the woods yet, but we can now see the edge of the forest at least. Significant progress has been made, but not as much as we had hoped. We must have that sense of urgency. In order to meet our nation's space exploration goals, it will take focus and discipline, continuity of effort to go forward. The administration and the Congress must not only provide leadership and direction, but we must also appropriately fund and oversee these programs. NASA must develop future exploration architectures that use the capabilities of SLS and Orion to their full potential rather than setting them up for failure. Similarly, NASA and the contractors must execute, and failure to do so could have dire consequences for the whole program, and there will be no one else to blame. The administration has demonstrated its renewed support. Congress consistently funds the program at healthy levels. It is time for NASA and the contractors to deliver. And I'm very thankful that our witnesses are here today to help us better understand where we are in this program and how we plan to move forward. And I look forward to your testimony. And thank you, Madam Chair. I yield back.